And spawning in the top right-hand corner, goddamn, in the top right-hand corner here of Leylines, we have the South Korean Protoss player. We have the returning Protoss after a year-long hiatus. He is here. He is back. Oh, sorry, just setting up the player names. It is SOS. $O, and spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have the South Korean Protoss player, the other South Korean Protoss, the blue Protoss representing Streamer Zone. It is NightMare. I should also emphasize that SOS did also join Streamer Zone as well, both SOS and NightMare, both on the same team. And again, SOS, he does mark his return after a year-long hiatus. For those that are unaware, SOS, he was of course competing last year. He was competing on Team NV for a time before Team NV's kind of retirement or step away from the scene. But SOS was on NV and was likewise competing in WTL. And something that I will say is that SOS over the past 2 years, in 2024 and 2023, SOS, he wasn't really as cheesy. He wasn't really as aggressive. So far, Gates, Cyber, Expand, Economic Opener out of SOS. But yeah, in recent years, like that more crazy, chaotic style that we saw many years ago, I didn't really see again. Not as much, I should say. So we'll see. We'll see if he does go back into form, or if he is more of a standard player nowadays, which is what we have seen in recent years from SOS. I'm curious. We'll keep an eye on him. For now, again, Gate, Cyber into Stargate into Expansion. This is an economic opener out of SOS. Meanwhile, NightMare will have the option to all in. So 2 gate opener out of NightMare. It reminds me a little bit of Stats. Like if you're watching Stats last year, Stats, he also was actually mixing in some cheese and mixing in some all-ins. Like Stats, he wasn't like the only standard macro player like he once was previously as well. Alright, that's the other play that I want to bring up. Speaking of, even though Stats was a part of EWC last year, even though Stats was a part of IM Katowice last year, and even though Stats did return to the game after military service, Stats, he did not play in this season's GSL. That's what we were waiting for. We did mention during our conversation with Yaku how we were like, this season of GSL would be a big sign of who is still wanting to compete and who will silently retire. Like, we did not get an announcement from Stats. Likewise, I don't think we got an announcement from DRG either. And there are certain players that, yeah, they just didn't play in the qualifier, haven't said anything, haven't been around for a while now, so we just assume have silently stepped away. Stats is one of them, which is a shame. Like Stats, it was really cool to see Stats last year at IM Katowice. It was really cool to see Stats competing last year for as long as he did. But it does look like he has, at least for now, stepped away. You know, maybe next season GSL, maybe he then shows up there, but yeah, GSL is a big indicator for that sort of thing. And so now we are going to be settling in. Again, so economic opener out of SOS. He does claim his natural, going for the Oracle. Meanwhile, we do see NightMare. He doesn't respond with an all-in. He goes for his own 2-gate opener into natural base, into Blink. So with this, SOS does have the economic lead over his opponent. Does have the better economy. Disaster. As I was just saying, with that lengthy conversation, I was saying that Stats, he's one of the players that did not show up for GSL, so we can assume that he's like silently retiring, where there was no announcement, but he has been gone since last year at EWC, so he's been gone for like 6+ months at this point. And we were waiting to see if he would return. Like an example of that is Estrella, right? Like we had assumed that Estrella would also retire, but we were waiting to see if he would come back for DreamHack Dallas, and he did. Like Estrella, he came back 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago, Estrella made his return. It was like, oh, let's go. But Estrella, he was also gone for like 4 or 5 months. But he is back. He is back for EWC. So there are certain players that we were just kind of waiting on. Parting started streaming again recently. Thoughts? I mean, that's cool. It's cool that he's streaming. Always a good thing to see people playing StarCraft. I don't think he's going to compete, so like I don't think he's going to play in tournaments, but it's cool nonetheless. Like for entertainment factor, it's nice. As Yorko is going to be shut down, NightMare does claim his third, and we are building up. Behind this, we do see an interesting setup here from SOS. Despite the Twilight Council opener, yeah, he will skip Blink. Okay, so SOS is going into a more immortal heavy composition and going to charge, skipping Blink Stalkers. Let's go. There's NightMare. He's pushing right through the center, hoping to try to catch his opponents or even deny the expansion. Speaking of, yeah, SOS, he cannot contest against this. NightMare, he should force a cancel. Yeah, the base is going to be denied. SOS, he just cannot move in. Nice pick off. NightMare, he takes down the third. He's getting his own. So NightMare, he will have the economic lead. And SOS, he's going to be stuck here and contain until he can build up his immortal count. NightMare, he's aware of the immortals. He does scout. He's aware. Pulls away at the same time. Double adept into the mineral lines. Probes are going to be going down. Just a handful of them. NightMare, he defends. He shuts down the adepts. He'll shut down the adepts. SOS trying to regain ground here. Trying to stabilize. Working towards Archons. So again, I would say that SOS is working towards a superior composition, which is Immortal Archon charge lots. Like, it does quite well for itself. The problem, though, is because in the mid-game, Stalkers, they reign supreme. We've seen SOS struggle a little bit here, maintaining his bases and getting away with this kind of quote-unquote greed. As a result, NightMare should have the higher probe counts. Should. As this is all probing up. Likewise, NightMare, he has to be careful not to be left behind. NightMare, there's no like, where's charge? There's no charge, there's no temple archives. Where's his own charge or archon composition? NightMare, he's sticking with Stalker Immortal, which doesn't scale as well. That's what he does, maintain himself. Again, he's building up a very hefty immortal count right now. And this is where I'm concerned for NightMare. Like, immortals, they're ideal against stalkers. They're ideal. And likewise, NightMare, he did not get a fourth. He stayed on 3 bases despite having map control. Moving out with the stalkers. Now, he does potential with these force fields. If he can lock down the army, if he can engage like half the immortals at a time, that would be ideal. But there are archons for those sentries as well. He can break the force fields. Stalker's breaking in, but he's pushing into 5 immortals. So SOS, he's holding his own. Again, this is almost like the equivalent in PvP of a player playing mech, like where you just skip stalkers, you just go massive mortal archon. Like, it's a very slow, very like very slow but also very robust army. It's like Protoss mech. And NightMare is getting caught out. And again, NightMare, his army just doesn't scale well against this. What does he need? He needs zealots. He needs charge. Also, he needs his own archons. We spoke about this. Temple Archives now is on the way. Charge never got researched. NightMare is being left behind. And SOS is moving in. He's moving in. The slow push of Archon Immortal. Aye, aye, aye. And NightMare cannot fight this head on. No shot. As he still has no charge. He forgot charge. No, I don't think that was intentional. The slows are warping in. Aye, aye, aye. There is no charge. And here comes SOS. Again, snowballing out of control, just collapsing on the army. He does catch out the Immortals. One Immortal goes down. Hot pick up, does save the Immortal. Nicely done. NightMare with the control. Saves the Immortals, pulls them back. God, but the Gateway army just melts. And again, there's still 4 Immortals behind this. SOS just started stepping forward, breaking his way through. More reinforcements on the way, coming in from behind. And NightMare, he has been broken. He has been broken. He will fall apart here. NightMare had a stronger start to the game, but did fumble the ball. GG gets called, and SOS takes game number 1. Whew. GG. GG, well played. SOS embracing this slower, kind of more defensive style of PvP. As we were mentioning, SOS, he had a really hard time getting his third. His third base was denied. NightMare had map control, but the question then becomes, what did NightMare do with that map control? He got his third base up and running, didn't get a fourth, he didn't tech up either. Remember, he never researched charge, and he very late, and he almost never researched and got his tech structure for the Temple Archives, right? He got it towards the end of the game, so he was stuck on Stalker Immortal, and that just did not scale well at all against a massive Immortal of his opponent, of SOS. GG. GG, well played. With that, SOS does take a lead, and now we are jumping into game number 2. Oh boy. And I'm curious if SOS is going to play the same style, because I do favor that style here on Amygdala. Oh boy. Ay, ay, ay. As we are getting into our next game. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Amygdala, we have the South Korean Protoss player, the Red Protoss, the returning Protoss. After quite a long hiatus, he is back after a year. It is, for Streamer Zone, SOS. And spawning in the top right hand corner, we have the South Korean Protoss player, the other South Korean Protoss, the Blue Protoss. Also for Streamer Zone, it is NightMare. And as we said, a big shout out to Hansmuff in the chat, 666. God, Baby God, thank you so much. Thank you so much for the Twitch Prime. Also, for the subscription. Thank you so much for subscribing for the channel for the first time. Thank you so much. I hope you appreciate the content, the casting, and I hope you appreciate the StarCraft as well. Thank you. Thank you so much. As we are settling into game number 2. And again, because the map is so large and because it is a lot more defendable as well, if SOS were to go for the same build, Gateway into Cybercore, into Stargate, into Robo, into Immortal production early on, I mean, I'm hoping that I do favor that kind of style here, and I hope that NightMare is faster to recognize what's going on and faster to transition out of just pure Stalker. We'll see. Shall see. Thank you for streaming also. Oh, thank you. Do appreciate it. Appreciate the kind words. Do appreciate it. Gracias, papi, gracias. As we are settling into game 2. And so far, same build. So far, once again, Gate, Cybercore into expansion. We typically go Stargate first. Stargate followed by the Nexus. And we'll see if that's going to be the case. NightMare trying to block him. Does move to the low ground. Is on patrol. Will force out the Zealot. And there is the Stargate. So Stargate first here from SOS. Meanwhile, NightMare, he's fully aware. He does go for a 2-gate opener himself. There is no probe out on the map, so there is no proxy. We're not going for the all-in. NightMare is just expanding. So this is almost a mirror of what happened in game 1. With our Red Protoss being more economic, and with our Blue Protoss not punishing with aggression, just building up and catching up with his own base. From here, our eyes are going to be open when it comes to the follow-up. Will SOS once again go for a Robo into early Immortals, or into a Twilight Council into Blink? It's going to be one or the other. And now Oracle's on the way. Moving out. Looking at SOS playing, please innovation, go back to SC2. We need everyone back. No. Do you know who we need back? We need patience back. We need patience. Let's go. I'll take patience over anyone else. I think we had a small discussion on that with Yaku during the podcast maybe like 2 months ago. We posed the question, if any old player can come back to the game, who would we want? And my answer was I would want Impact back, but I wouldn't want him back just because of like his success, right? Like Impact, he's like a bodybuilder, like he's really successful, and he's got his own thing going on, like he's got his own now new career. Like I wouldn't want to take away from that. So I'm like, you know, I want to be selfish and say Impact, but because of everything that's happening and because of how good he is right now and how successful he is, I'll go for patience. Give me some patience, baby. And Yaku, I think Yaku went for Rain. I think we had the consensus of Rain together, of course, but no. Aye. How could we not? Patience Blink Stalkers, yeah. Like every now and then we get to see Patience play. True. Like every now and then, I don't know if you notice, but Patience, he like enters Hero's body. He like like maybe Patience, he's like Hero's roommate. And every now and then, like Hero, he steps aside, and Patience, he like takes over the keyboard. And he blinks in and dies. It happens every now and then. It's cool to see. But I want to see more of that. Haha. No. Well, I don't see innovation in the machine. I was a bigger, like, I don't know, I was like a bigger TY fan, true. Like I was a big fan of the Splice Boys, for those who remember. It was Stats, Solar, and TY that were on Splice together. Big fan of the Splice Boys. More so than, like, I was an innovation fan like when he was on Acer, true, but I think over the years became more of a TY fan than innovation. For now, though, we're going to be settling in. All right, we just kind of glossed over the game. I mean, it's been pretty passive. We had a little bit of posturing here and there. Both players, they take their third bases. When it comes to our take of choice, we do have Blink this time out of SOS, so we do see SOS switching gears. Remember, last game, he went fast Robo into Immortal Production. This time, Blink into Charge. This is a much more standard setup here from SOS. Meanwhile, across the map, NightMare is going for his own setup as well. Also Blink Stalkers into Robo. I'm hoping that this time we go into faster Charge and a faster transition. For the time being, NightMare is going to be committing to Blink Stalker again. This is the same build 2 games in a row. There we go. Faster tech though, Temple Archives. So both players are rushing into that mid game. Both players are taking up into Charge Lot Archon. At least they're heading in that direction. The hallucination does get eyes, or the scout does get eyes on the Charge Lots. Again, that does kind of trigger these Archons from coming out. We're still missing Charge from NightMare. That's my one concern here. Still no Charge. We missed it last game as well. Meanwhile, from the side of SOS, still no Templar Archives. He's going Blink Stalker Charge Lot, but where are the Archons? So SOS missing Archons is a concern, as SOS is actually committing. He's moving out. How many gateways? No gases. No gases here at the third base. He's on 7, soon to be 8 gates. He's going for a 3-base 8-gate all-in. Okay, so big all-in here from SOS. Meanwhile, defensively, NightMare Archons are going to be ideal, but how many Archons will he have? As NightMare, he did get eyes on some gates, but not on all. He's going for the Archon. Does target it down. Without the Archon, there's no defense. And he does want it. The Archon barely does survive. I spoke too soon. The Archon goes down now. 0 Archons for NightMare. Zealots, they come in. And the 3-base all-in is looking to overwhelm. Oh, second Archon does arrive. Okay. Does get a second Archon. Yo, we got the slow low reinforcements. Once again, SOS, he's targeting down that Archon. He wants it. Oh, he wants it. He will get us around. And the Archon will not make it. Does go down. And SOS, he's breaking through. He's breaking the third base, pushing further into the natural. Again, Archons, they were meant to be the backbone of the defense. but now they're gone. Now they know to be found. Zell's taking into the mineral lines. The probe's going to be falling. And SOS, he just commits. He just keeps on going. And again, that's why there was no tech and no gases at the natural, no gases at the third base, just an 8-gate charge all in. As SOS does head towards the third, drags the army out into the open. SOS, he wants that army, he wants that Archon. Up once again, he's going for it. Does go for the Archon. Shield Battery's a little bit too far behind. There we go. One of the Archons is targeted down. Shield Battery barely keeping alive, but not enough. Yeah, the Archon falls, and there's nothing left. There's nothing here. There's one Archon, there's one Immortal. That's not enough for a defense. The third base is forfeits. More Zealots warping in. Remember, warping in 8 Zealots at a time. And SOS is on a GG gets called. And SOS, he will overwhelm NightMare. He will take the series 2-0, qualifying for GSL. GG. GG, well played. We had SOS playing very slow and very defensive in game 1, but here in game 2 we saw SOS in a way punishing NightMare and catching him with his pants down. Again, it was an 8-gate all in, no gases at the third, no gases at the natural, just pure Zealot reinforcements. And as we mentioned, the goal, the linchpin there, the defense for NightMare was going to be the Archons, but they were targeted down every single time. Likewise, he also didn't realize he was being all-in, otherwise we would have seen more shield batteries. We would have seen more site defense, but he was unaware of the all-in, he was unaware of how committed SOS was, and with that, GG. With that, GG, well played. That leads us into our final matchup here of the broadcast. NightMare has one more chance. He has one more chance to qualify to GSL, as there is a lower bracket match. We have up next NightMare versus Bunny in a best of 3. Let's go. It is still so brutal that these are all best of 3s. Like, I would love to see longer matches and longer series, but you know, this has been the case for quite some time. Just pure best of 3s here.